Hello, Northside family, and thank you for joining our very last lesson in our series over the prophet Elisha.
Yes, we have had so much fun learning about him, but we're wrapping up our series on God's powerful prophet. And before we get into our lesson today, I want to remind everybody to continue to bring in your BGMC money. Keep collecting that. You are helping out missionaries all around the world. And parents, if you don't follow BGMC on Facebook, it's a really cool Facebook page to follow and something that you can share with your kids because they put pictures and they post updates about how the kids giving, and they show pictures of who they are helping all around the world. They show pictures of them with their materials that they are getting, like their Sunday school materials or VBS things that they're able to do over there. So that's a cool page to follow on Facebook. Also, some fun announcements because it's just 2 weeks away is VBS, and that is going to be July 27th through the 31st. That's a Monday through Friday. It's going to be every evening at 8 p.m. Not at 8. It's going to be over at 8. 6 to 8 p.m. is when it's going to get started. Look soon on our Facebook, Northside Facebook page, and also the Northside Kids page, because we are going to have a link for you guys to pre-register for VBS. And we are so excited about this. It is a must to pre-register for VBS. Even if you can't come every single night, if you're just there 2 or 3, that's okay. But you guys have to register for VBS so we can see who is coming and if we need to make any kind of special arrangements for snacks or food-wise, allergies, all those fun things that I've got to go over and look through. So 6 to 8, Monday through Friday, 27th through the 31st. Also, it is for pre-K through 6th grade. So remember, there's no nursery age, anything for this VBS. It is geared more toward pre-K through 6th grade. You want to tell them what they're going to be doing?
Yes.
Okay.
So they'll be solving puzzles. First of all, it's called Breakout.
Yes,
so they're going to be
Breakout.
solving puzzles, finding clues to escape from the ordinary.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and we hope that everyone can make it.
Yes.
If you would like to be a volunteer,
We have
please
a few more spots.
let us know.
Yes.
Message us if you don't have our number. Message us on Facebook. Find us. Grab it.
At church.
Like, yell at us. Do
Yeah.
whatever you have to do.
Whatever.
We are needing some more adult volunteers.
Yes.
And believe me, you will be blessed if you get to.
Yes. It
help
is a
on
lot
this.
of fun.
Yes.
It is a lot of fun. Well, Power Verse wintertime. We had 2 brothers do the Power Verse this week, Colton and Carson. So it's down to those 2. Cody's got our spinner wheel out. He's going to spin the wheel, and it's going to tell us if it's going to be Carson, if it's going to be Colton. Whichever one doesn't win, don't get discouraged. Do it again next week because you never know when you're going to get picked. So, Okay, Cody, go ahead.
Which one? Colton.
Woohoo!
Congratulations.
All
Great
right.
job, buddy.
We're going to get with your parents to see some of your favorite things and get you a nice prize. So if you didn't win this week, or if you forgot all about it, hey, don't forget, next week you've got another chance.
Right.
The Power Verse that's in today's video, you get it posted by Thursday at 3 p.m. and you will be entered to win a wonderful, fun prize. They're pretty good.
All right. I'm ready to get into the lesson called Trust and Obey.
Yes.
So, but before we do that, we need to check on with the Hammer Brothers one last time to see what they are up to today.
Let's see.
Hey kids, my name is Jack Hammer and I'm an expert in tools, more specifically, power tools. I'm here with my little brother who knows absolutely nothing about tools. So luckily he has me to teach him. Are you ready for our project today, Slink?
Sledge. My name's Sledge. I'm your brother and you don't even know my name?
Sure I do, little buddy. I even got our idea for today from you.
Really? When?
Well, you know when you were in the bathroom yesterday crying over the fact that you were losing your hair?
Crying? I wasn't crying. I really need to soundproof those walls.
Anyway, I have exactly the tool you need that will make your hair bro.
You mean grow?
Sure, that's what I said. Here it is.
Jack, that's a brown paper sack.
Silly, silly, silly little sledge. See, to the naked tongue, this looks like a brown paper sack. But this is the Rapunzelinator.
The what?
The Rapunzelinator? You know how she had a lot of hair and stuff?
Well, where are the instructions?
Oh, don't need those.
Jack, do you really think we should do this without instructions?
Look, Sledge, I like to live my life by a phrase. Do you know that 5-word phrase?
No idea.
Dangerous.
That's 3 syllables, and it's not even a phrase. Anyway, why aren't you gonna read the instructions?
They were weird.
That is not a reason.
It is when you're intelligent.
Intelligent?
Why, thank you, Sledge. I did graduate 3rd in my class. Now, we are just going to put this thing on your head and press the button on the back.
That's it?
That's it. Now, the instructions had like 10 pages of blah, 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 irreversible side effects, blah, 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 suffocation, blah, blah, lasting brain damage, you know, all that crazy stuff.
Jack, I don't know if we should do this.
Look, trust me, your big brother would never do anything to get you into trouble.
Trouble?
We can play that after we're done. Now put the bag back on your head.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Sledge, are you okay under there?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's see what we got.
How do I look?
Like I want a pot of gold.
What? Let me see. Jack, what did you?
You know, this reminds me of a story in the Bible about a guy named Naaman who also got some instructions that he thought were a little weird, though his story ended just a little different.
Let me see this. Do not use on people, for professional use only. Final product is final.
Well, I think you look goat.
You mean great?
No, like a rainbow-headed goat.
Maybe I can dye it back.
Well, lesson learned. I'm Jack Hammer, and I guess I'll speak for my rainbow-headed little brother Sledge. We'll see you next time when the clock says it's hammer time.
I'm gonna miss watching the Hammer Brothers and all their silliness.
Me too.
I'm gonna also miss seeing Skittles
We'll probably
with our
see him
WhatsApp.
again.
We might see him again in our
Yeah.
new series, but
Yeah.
you never know.
Yeah.
But I will miss him this week with Elisha. Let's check out what's up this week.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Oh yeah, what's up everybody? It's me, the SKI to the double TLES, Skittles in the hizzy, and I'm ready to tell you what's up. Today, we're talking about how you and I need to trust and obey. So anytime today that somebody asks you, what's up, you tell them. I don't get it. That's okay. I'm gonna obey anyway. Sometimes God tells us to do things that don't make sense to us. I'm sorry, God, you want me to what? But even though it don't make sense to us, we gotta trust that God knows exactly what he's doing. You gotta trust and then obey. So anytime somebody asks you, what's up, you tell them. I don't get it. That's okay. I'm gonna obey anyway. And that right there is what's up. I got a rainbow flavor and I'm living for my Savior. Skittles out, baby. Yeah.
So, what's up today?
Say it with me.
Okay.
Us together. Here we go. I don't get it. That's
That's
okay.
okay.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
obey
obey
anyway.
anyway.
Let's say it again. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I don't get it. That's okay.
okay.
I'm gonna obey anyway. That is what's up today.
Yep.
So a lot of obeying, even in the title of our story today. So we are going to be learning about someone who had to trust and obey. And it was a big trust and obey because he didn't even want to do it.
And I bet Elisha is in this one.
Well, of course. Elisha, our
He
powerful
has so
prophet.
many stories.
He
It's
does.
So
This
exciting.
is just a glimpse into
Uh-huh.
Elisha these 8 weeks that we've done, but there's a lot more to Elisha. But in Second Kings chapter 5, it has an incredible story about a guy named Naaman.
What was his name?
Naaman.
Oh.
I know it's a name you don't come across a lot, but
Yeah.
Naaman. His name was Naaman. Naaman, he was a commander in the army. He was very well respected by all. Everyone respected him. However, Naaman, he was not a follower of God. He commanded the army of Israel's enemy, Aram. Naaman, he had a terrible disease called leprosy. And we talked about leprosy before in children's church.
Mhm.
But just in case you don't know, leprosy, it was a painful disease and it caused the skin on the body to rot.
Ugh.
That doesn't sound
Very
very,
gross.
I mean, it was gross. As you can imagine, this made Naaman very sad. And I would be sad too. Look,
Yeah.
I mean, his face looks,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Looks
sad.
like he's itching.
I don't know, but it looks sad. It's bad. Well, Naaman, he had a young servant girl that was from the nation of Israel. We don't know her name, but we know about something incredible that she did. She spoke up one day and she said, I wish my master would go to see the prophet Elisha. He will heal him of his leprosy. Well, when Naaman heard this, about what she had said, he set out to go find the prophet Elisha. I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If you knew somebody might be able to heal you, you
Yeah.
would go find them.
Yeah.
So Naaman, he took bags of gold with him. He hoped that he could pay Elisha enough money to make him heal him. When Naaman arrived at Elisha's home, Elisha, he didn't even come out to meet him. Instead, Elisha sent his servant out to deliver his message to Naaman. And the servant said, go wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan River. Then you will be healed. Well, you would think that would be something kind of easy to do.
Yeah.
It kind of, I mean, some people may have took off running, but you know what? Naaman, he was angry. He didn't like this. He was angry. He screamed, will the prophet not even come out to meet me?
Mhm.
I will not wash in that river. But his officers talked him into trusting God and obeying what he was told to do.
Yeah.
Some smart officers there.
Yeah.
So Naaman, he went down to the river and he dipped himself in the Jordan River. Once he dipped in, came back up, no change. Twice he dipped in, he came back up, still no change. 3, 4, 5, 6 times he dipped himself in the river, but he still had leprosy. But how many times did Elisha tell him to dip into the Jordan River?
How many?
Let me hear you. If you said 7, you're right on. So, one last time, he went in. 7th time, he dipped in and came back out. When he came up out of the river, he was completely healed. The leprosy, gone. Look at that. Gone. Not even there anymore. Now, think about this for a second. What if Naaman hadn't been willing to trust and obey God? What if he had said, dipping into a river 7 times? Well, that doesn't even make sense. That's crazy. And what if he just walked away? Naaman probably would have died of leprosy if he hadn't been willing to trust and obey God. You see, when we trust and obey God, even when it doesn't make any sense, amazing miracles can happen. That is exactly what you are going to learn about in today's lesson. In just a few minutes, Cody's going to talk to us a little bit more about some things we can pull from the story about trusting and obeying. But first, it's power verse time. And if you are not pumped up on power verses by week 8 of Elisha, well, you're in luck because we've got one more power verse that's going to
pump you up.
I'm a bodybuilding bird. And I'm a sick elephant.
Yeah. You need a vet. Okay.
Hey, you know what? I'm not an elephant.
No, you're not.
I don't know if you can tell or not.
No.
But my name is Van.
Yeah, and my name is Glenn.
And we're here to pump you up.
Yeah. Hey, sick elephant.
Yeah.
You want to hear today's knock-knock joke?
My name is Van.
I'm sorry, Sven. You want to hear it?
Yes, give me a knock-knock joke.
Okay. Knock-knock.
Who's that?
Let us.
Let us who?
Let us get on with it and teach you this power verse. Yeah. I don't get it.
I don't either, but I laugh for you.
Yeah, thank you.
No, today's power verse says, so obey the commands of the Lord your God by walking in his ways and fearing him. Deuteronomy 8:6. Ooh, wow. That was a powerful power verse, Glenn.
Yeah, it
Hey,
was.
do you know what I need?
What?
I need the girls to stand up. Come on, girls, stand up, and say the power verse with me, old Sven, on the count of 3. Here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. So obey the commands of the Lord your God by walking in his ways and fearing him. Deuteronomy 8:6. Ooh, yeah. Great job, girls. You can sit down.
Yeah. But now I need the boys to stand up and show us how it's done. Yeah, stand up on your feet and say it with me on the count of 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. So obey the commands of the Lord your God by walking in his ways and fearing him. Deuteronomy 8:6.
Oh! That was really powerful.
Yeah, it
That was
was.
a powerful power verse.
It was.
Now sit down.
Yeah, sit down. Hey, you know what today's power verse is all about?
Tell us.
It's all about trusting God, even when it doesn't make sense. You know, God's a lot bigger and smarter, and he's been around a lot longer than we have.
And he's a lot more powerful.
Yeah. So when he tells you to do something, you can trust him to know that that's the right thing you got to do.
Yeah.
So now you got to trust us and stand up.
Stand up.
Yeah, everybody stand up.
Come on.
And say the power verse with me and my brother.
That's me.
Yeah, on the count of 3. Here we go.
1,
2, 3.
So obey the commands of the Lord your God by walking in his ways and fearing him. Deuteronomy 8:6. Oh, that was very powerful. Sit down.
Yeah, well, sadly, we must go.
But until next time when we teach you another powerful power verse, my name is Ben.
My name is Glenn.
And we'll see you next time when we pump you up.
So let's say the power verse.
Okay, let's do it. So obey the commands of the Lord your God by walking in his ways and fearing him. Deuteronomy 8:6.
Good job.
Powerful verse right there.
Great job. So
All
that
right.
brings us to My part.
Yes.
So this is, remember, trust and obey is the title. So in our Bible story, Elisha gave Naaman some instructions that seemed a little crazy.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to do it.
Mm-mm.
Remember, he didn't.
Yeah.
But he had come a long way
Mm-hmm.
to be healed, so he wasn't about to be told to go wash in the river
Yeah.
in order to be healed. That just didn't make sense.
No,
He
not
could
to
have been,
him.
He could have been tired and like, what?
Yeah.
What do you want me to
I
do?
came all this way,
Yeah.
and you're telling me to go get in the river?
Yeah, I guess
No.
it could go either way, But
Yeah.
anyway, so have you ever been told what to do and it just didn't make sense? Have you
Mhm.
guys ever been told that? Maybe it was by your teacher or your parents.
Yeah.
Or it could have been anyone.
Yeah.
So they told you to do something and it just didn't make sense why you should ever do that. Now, for an even bigger question, has God ever told you to do something that just didn't make sense to you? Maybe God told you to give all your birthday money in the offering for a missionary.
Ooh, for BGMC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you thought, what? That doesn't make sense. It's my birthday.
Yeah.
I waited all year to get this.
Yeah.
So I could afford the toy that I wanted. Now you want me to just give it in the offering? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
Or maybe God told you to go over to the new student at school and introduce yourself, and you think, God, I can't do that. I'm not bold enough to do that.
Yeah.
They think I'm a dork
Yeah. They
if
might
I'm
think
just coming
you-
over there.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, but you know that God is speaking to you to do it. He is the truth. And sometimes God's instructions do not make sense.
No.
Right? So did it make sense for Naaman to have to dip in the river to dip 7 times in the river? Did that make sense?
No, it didn't.
No. Did it make sense for a young boy named David to go up against a 9-foot giant with
Yeah.
only a little bitty
Yeah.
slingshot?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. And he was really short.
Well, he was a little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, it didn't make sense. Did it make sense for Joshua and the Israelites to walk around the walls of Jericho 7 times in order to make the walls fall down? Of course not. Sometimes God's instructions do not make sense. So, here's some blueprints.
Yeah. So the house.
So here's some blueprints of a house. Have you ever looked at a set of blueprints that, a builder uses to build a house? And to the average person, they look like a bunch of jumbled up mess.
Yeah.
Like it looks
There's
like
a lot of words on here.
Yeah.
Some numbers. Some.
You're like, that doesn't look like a house.
Yeah.
And so they just look like a big jumbled mess. They are full of numbers, full of shapes that can seem very confusing.
Yeah.
But it's not confusing to the builder.
That's true.
You see, a builder has these plans made and they make perfect sense to him or her. You and I might wonder, what is this supposed to mean? But a builder looks at the plans and understands exactly what needs to be done.
Yep.
So we have to remember that God knows much more than we do.
Yes.
Right? He is much more powerful than we are, and sometimes God has reasons for telling us to do things that are a little bit out there.
Yeah.
Often he wants to see if we will trust him.
Yes.
So he wants us to trust him even when it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
He wants to see if we will obey him, and when we can't figure out the reason he's telling us to do what he is telling us to do, when God tells us, when God doesn't make sense, remind yourself that God is in control.
That's right.
Just like that last line.
Yeah.
It's like when God,
Yeah. He's in control.
Yeah. So God is in control of everything in this whole world. Right? And think about that, adults too.
Yeah.
God is in control of everything.
Yes.
He knows what is going to happen today,
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow, and even 1,000 years in
Yeah.
the future.
Yep.
He spoke a word, and the world came into existence.
Yeah, that just blows my mind.
He is the one who raised the dead.
Mm-hmm.
He healed the sick, and he even parted the sea.
Yes.
And that's one I would really have loved to see.
Yeah.
That would have been so amazing. So he is in control. So guess what? You can trust him.
Yes.
If he tells you to do something that does not make sense, you can trust that there's a good reason for it.
Yes.
So, can you hold
Just like this
can you hold
car.
this car for me?
Yep.
So it's kind of like this car. Even though you might be driving this and it's driving straight, in a straight line,
Yeah.
and
Into a wall.
into a wall, it's driving straight into a wall, but it doesn't have to get scared
No.
and wonder, why is this happening to me?
Yeah.
This truck doesn't worry about that.
No.
Why am I driving into the wall? I'm gonna crash.
Mhm.
It doesn't say that.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't have to worry about that because it's not in control
Yeah.
of the way it moves. But I am in the way. I'm sorry. I am in control, and
Yeah.
that's the
You
same.
have the controller.
We have the controller,
Mhm.
so we're in control of this truck. If it's going to go straight into a wall,
Yeah.
we're in control. It doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Now, it's the same way with us and God.
Mhm.
God doesn't ask us to figure out the why behind his instructions.
Right.
He doesn't ask us to try and make sense of it all. Instead, he simply asks us to trust and obey. It's that simple. And why wouldn't you want to
Yeah.
trust and obey someone who knows everything?
Yeah.
Remember, rewind. He knows what's going to happen today, tomorrow, 1,000 years from today.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you want to trust and obey somebody that knows everything?
Mm-hmm.
And he's more powerful than everything, too, to add.
Yeah.
So best of all, there's one thing that can be guaranteed. If I obey, I will be blessed.
This isn't the first time we've heard that in this series.
Yeah.
About blessings
Uh-huh.
follow obedience.
Yes.
Yeah, we talked about
Yeah.
that.
So blessings, like Miss Sarah said, blessings follow obedience.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to Naaman? What happened when Naaman obeyed God and he dipped into the river 7 times?
He was blessed. He was healed.
He was blessed with a healing.
Yes.
What happened when Joshua and the Israelites marched around the walls of Jericho 7 times?
The walls fell down. They had a victory.
Yes, that's right. So what happened, one more,
Okay.
when David obeyed God and took a slingshot and took on the giant?
He was blessed, and he became king.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Those are amazing blessings. So
Mhm.
God wants to bless his children too. And guess
Yeah.
what? We are his
That's
children.
Yeah, that's us. That's
Every
you
one of us.
watching. Yes.
But in order to receive God's blessings, you must trust and obey.
Mm-hmm.
God can't bless someone who is disobedient.
That's right.
So when God tells you to do something, even when that something doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
trust and obey.
Yes. Those are some good points today about trusting and obeying, even when it doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
When you think it's crazy, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Trust and obey. Well, before we move on to brain drain, I want to pray with you guys about trusting and obeying. That's what we're all about today. So let's pray together. Lord, I thank you for your word. I pray for those listening and watching who are having difficulty trusting you. I pray that they will begin to trust you to come through in the toughest situations. I pray for those who are struggling to obey your commands. Even when it doesn't make sense or it may seem crazy, I pray that they will remember that blessings follow obedience and that you are a good God who we can trust. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Brain drain?
Mhm.
Okay, here we go. Brain drain. What's
up today?
Go ahead.
Question 1. Do what's right, trust and obey. Trust God and obey. Or, I don't get it, that's okay. I'm gonna obey anyway.
All of those are pretty good, but
what's up today?
I know there's only one what's up today.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I don't get it, that's okay. I'm going to obey God anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, what was the name of the army officer in today's Bible story? Was it Naaman, Elisha, or Dave?
Dave!
Yeah. It was Naaman. Number 3.
What disease did Naaman suffer from? Was it blindness, leprosy, or being too cool?
That would be something to suffer from, being too cool.
Yeah. Leprosy.
Leprosy. Number 4. How many times did Elisha say to dip in the Jordan River? Was it 3, none, or 7? If you said 7, you are correct.
Number 5.
Kind of a number you hear a lot,
Yeah, it's
Okay.
God's favorite number.
I guess.
What happened when Naaman came up from the river the 7th time? He was healed, he was more sick, or he was glowing?
He could have been glowing
Yeah,
because he was healed, like he was a shiny new skin.
he was
But
healed.
he was healed. Number 6. According to our lesson today, sometimes God's instructions don't look fun, make sense, or sound good. Makes sense. They may not look fun either, but you still should do it.
Yeah. According to our lesson today, everyone, mom, or God is in control.
I have
It's one of the most popular answers.
besides
God.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Yes,
It's God.
God. I think
Even when
some
it
of
doesn't
them.
even make sense.
Yes, we get that for sometimes everything.
What Bible chapter was the story of David and Goliath found? God.
Yes.
No, that's not. Okay.
Number 8. According to our lesson today, if I obey, trust, or listen, I will be blessed. If I obey. Yes, my younger kids sing that song in
Yeah,
3 to
it's
kindergarten.
by Yancey.
Yes.
YANCY on YouTube. She's
Yes.
really awesome, and it has a cartoon song to that called Obey.
Yes.
So you check it out if you
Yes,
haven't already.
if you have younger kids, she does stuff for older kids
Yeah.
well, but we use her a lot in our younger kid class. The kids
You'll-
love Yancey.
Yeah, and you'll be surprised. They might know all the words.
Yeah. Hosanna is one of their favorites in
Yeah.
our class. But number
9. True or false? God will reward disobedience.
He's not going to do that.
False.
Number 10. Where was our power verse found? Was it Numbers 44, Judges 6:6, or Deuteronomy 8:6?
Deuteronomy. Oh, sorry.
We're singing
Deuteronomy
the
8:6.
books of the Bible song, and come on.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy
So-
was our power verse. So remember, Thursday, 3 p.m. is the cutoff for this week's power verse. Look it up in Deuteronomy 8:6. I will post it again on the Facebook page so that they know, they can remember if they lose their paper or they
Come
aren't
on,
able to
we got to
come.
get more than 2 people this week.
Calm down. He's kind of scared.
Yeah, sorry. But we need.
I know. Remember, we were having 12 people
Yeah.
sometimes.
And just because you won doesn't mean you can't win again.
That's true. We had some people
I
win
think
twice.
maybe people are not doing it because they think, oh, well, I won. So,
Yeah. If you win again,
No.
you might get something
Yeah.
better.
because
Micah won twice.
Yeah, and so did
And-
Jet.
Yes, and they got some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
get that Bible verse in.
Yeah.
You will be blessed
Mhm.
if you obey. Okay.
We're just full of jokes. So, thank you guys for joining in today. We are so excited that we get to do this through this avenue
Yes.
to minister to not only our church in church community,
Mhm.
but to people all over the world just like you. So we appreciate it. Share this if you want to help spread the word.
Mhm.
We appreciate it because we just want all kids to know the love of Jesus.
Yeah,
So,
we want to know. We want them to know about Jesus. So.
thank you guys, and we'll see you again next week.